have failed and it had made you to question, your decisions, your direction, your future, your so-called vision. How many of you have, failed? So type on the comment box, me. If you have failed big time, you've done something crazy that you started off something, you believe it was going to be successful, bam, you hit the rock and it didn't work out as planned, as envisioned. Please type on the chat box, me, capital letter me. I think for those joining us, I in person, I have failed several times, and one of the things I would really like to share with us is a recent incident that happened in my life. And when I got married, I had a vision before I got married. I wanted a house. I wanted to get a place for my family, have a house. And when money started coming in, to set up the wedding plan and all those stuff, we decided that we're not going to spend so much money on the wedding and then save a lot in order to get our own place. So we saved all the money, we bought a land, started our structure, and we finally built the house, moved in, and 2 years after, guess what? Wike came and gave us notification that our house is on the road. When that news came, it came on a Monday, and the Sunday before that day, my pastor in church gave me a notification that I was going to preach the coming Sunday. With that news on Monday, I was like, how will I what will I even say? How do I want to, arrange myself to, with such kind of news that all your effort, all the money you saved going into a particular structure? I had tenants. I'd already collected rent for 1 year. I was expecting the next year rent, to settle the money that I've been invested into the house, and bam. What did I do next? We'll come to that story. So while I was thinking and preparing for today, I don't want us to spend so much time so that we'll be able to, give opportunity for those that have questions. I pondered on this experiment called the pendant conditioning by B.F. Skinner. Those that study psychology or study education in school, for those of us that really went to school, our school fees really counted. For those of us that really went to school, you might have come across B.F. Skinner experiment. So what happened? What was the experiment about? They had a rat that was kept inside a box called the Skinner box, and this Skinner box had so many functionaries inside. It had the speaker, the lever. There was a connection to a pallet that has food, and a rat was kept inside. So this rat, normal how rats they do their things. The rat will run around inside the box, and suddenly he realized that food will come in. He tried it again, food came in. So, and they made sure that the rat was hungry before it went in. So by consistent failure, by consistent trial, this rat knew exactly where the liver was. It didn't require it again to run around, running letter skater, trying to find where to get this food. It will just go there, hit it whenever it's hungry, and the pellet comes up, and bam, food is available. While pondering on this experiment, I was thinking, just for my my own thought process. I was just thinking that if a rat kept trying, why do we humans, why do you and I, why do we stop trying? If you if you have an idea of why humans like us, human beings, we are Homo sapiens, according to what scientists said, we are higher animals. We think we are intellectual. Our cognitive development is superb. However, a rat kept trying until it understood that there was a feedback from his consistent trials, and there is a spot that if he hits that spot, food will come. So type in the comment section, what's the reason? What could this be that human being like you and I, stop trying? Why do we stop trying? Why do we stop trying as human beings? So put on the comment box, why do we as humans stop trying? So put in the comment section, put in the comment section, why do we humans, why do we stop trying? Why do we stop trying? Why do we stop trying? Because I'm not seeing results. Because I'm not seeing results after trying for a while. Yes, who else? Let's keep the comments coming in. Why are we humans that are, Homo sapiens, more intelligent, more, smarter? Why do we stop trying? 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 Let's keep the comments coming in. Let's keep the comments coming in. Why do we stop trying? Yes, results don't come as expected. Very, very true. Very, very true. Why do we stop trying? Because we feel we cannot achieve the vision. Maybe it's bigger than our capacity. Why you set them in the first place? Why did you set that vision in the first place if it's bigger than your capacity? Yes. Because we feel we cannot achieve the vision. Yes, results don't come as expected. Let's keep the comments coming. Let's keep the comments coming. Let's keep the comments coming. Why do we humans stop trying? So while we're waiting for more comments to come, because we don't have so much time, let's move to what are you fixing? I have lived this life, at least the little time I've been in my 30-something years in this small world. I have seen something being repeated over and over and over again. We keep attacking or fixing the top of the problem instead of digging down to the root. Asking ourselves, what is the real problem? Why am I avoiding failure? Why do I keep failing? Why is my life like this? And this is the session that changes every single thing about you. Yes, so I came across a book that was last year by Carol Dweck, Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. Please get that book, Mindset, the New Psychology of Success by Carol Dweck, the female author. That book changed my life. It actually changed my thinking. One other book that actually did something very, very tremendous in my life is Failing Forward by John Maxwell. A very powerful book. If you really, really want to, go beyond what we'll be discussing today, get these two books. And very importantly, get this book by Brian Tracy. Change your thinking, change your life. In fact, we don't have so much time, so I can't say so much. The first book I bought with my money was that book. I was in secondary school. I bought that book, Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. That book started the journey of the Charles people celebrate today. That book started the journey outside the Bible. That book started the journey of me taking responsibilities for my life. You know, at a point in my life, I blamed every single person. I blamed my parent. I blamed the society. I blamed every single person that was available to blame, except, you know, the person, except me. I blamed every single person for the reason why I was failing in life, for the reason why my life was miserable, shattered, and battered. Every single person was to be blamed except moi. Except me. But that book, there was a line that changed me in that book. When Tracy said, he said, the day you start taking responsibility for your life is the day your life begins to change. I'll repeat that again. Please type in the comment box, my life is about to change. If you're online, type in the comment box, my life is about to change. My life is about to change. Your mindset is quietly deciding your future, like I've explained. And then we'll look at the mindset that actually determines your future. The truth is this: failure in itself is not what destroys people. It is you and I misunderstanding that failure. Failure, in quote, in itself, does not have the ability to destroy your future. It is the interpretation, the misunderstanding of that failure and what it does. Because you've heard of stories, you've seen people that, you know, they faced the same situation, they went through the same experience, you know, had different meaning and experienced different outcomes. What made Mr. A different from Mr. B? Well, as we go on, we are going to see some top successful people, both dead and alive, that were able to distinctively maximize their period of failure. Maximize their period of failure. There are two major mindsets. In fact, there are just two mindsets that determines if you listening to me right now will succeed or if you will continue in the path of failure. How many mindsets? Two mindsets. The first is what we call the fixed mindset. The fixed mindset. So let's do a little anatomy of what a fixed mindset looks like. First of all, someone with a fixed mindset, this is the statement: I failed means I am not enough. So this set of people, once they fail, it is giving them that signal, or they are believing that they are not enough. That is one of the way you know you have a fixed mindset. You attach those failures personally. Let's move to the next one. How many of you have, you know, you failed and then you from that point you began to avoid future challenges? You have tagged yourself a failure, like this popular trend. You are a failure, you can never make it. You begin to avoid challenge. Now, once you fail and you begin to avoid challenge, it's a sign. In fact, one of my mentors will say it's a litmus test that you have a fixed mindset. Another is called fear of mistakes. In fact, let me pause here a bit to hammer on this one. Personally, for more than 18, 20 years, in fact, it was when I was 25, I woke up on my birthday and I had to ask myself, I said, Charles, come, you are not 25. How far? How well? Yes, you know God, you have a relationship with God, but what's happening with your other life? I was scared of making some moves. I was scared of, making some decisions even after having brilliant ideas. And today, those of you that have brilliant ideas that have not started it, I'm hoping that after this session, you begin to take that step. I was somewhere, I had a speaking engagement somewhere, and a woman met me and said, sir, do you remember me? I said, I can't remember you. She said, when you came to our program, you told us that we should start that thing that has been in our mind. Start that project. Start it. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. That day, that was like, I think 6 months or a year after that particular speaking engagement, I now asked her that, Ma, what really happened? She said that after that day I told them to take that step, that she started her own building structure. And today, that woman is a landlord. She's a single mother, she's a landlord. I don't know how she did it, but just by taking one step, one single small step changed everything. In fact, so I can't remember who said it. He said to someone that said, the life you are dreaming about, your future, your dream life, your dream is actually on the other side of failure. Let's move to the next test that you have a fixed mindset. You take feedback personally. Oh my God, I wish my wife was here. I think she's online. She will tell you, I take feedback personally. It showed that I had fixed mindset until I began doing something I'll be exposing to us in this session. Until I began doing something, then I stopped taking feedback personally. Once you start taking feedback personally, it's only an indication, simple and short, whether you like me or not. It's only an indication that you have what? A fixed mindset. When you quit easily, when you give up when progress is slow, like someone said in the comment box, you're not getting the result as expected. When you give up when process is slow, it shows that you have a fixed mindset. And lastly, when you quit early is a sign that you have a fixed mindset. Let's move to the second mindset. But before we go to the second mindset, I would like you to type in the chat box. I will not quit early. Just type on the chat box. I will not quit early. Type on the chat box. I will not quit early. Who knows the second mindset? If you know, drop on the chat box what this second mindset is. Drop in the chat box what this second mindset, you think this second mindset is. Drop in the chat box what you think this second mindset is. Perseverance. Okay, very close. Yes. Let's have it coming. Perseverance. We have to rush. Yes, type in the chat box. What do you think this second mindset is? Hope. I think this person's name is Hope. Yes, let's keep it coming. The second mindset is what we call the growth mindset. I think I will have to speed up a bit because I don't want us to exceed 12 o'clock on this live stream. Yes. The growth mindset. So how does the growth mindset looks like? So you can begin to, check yourself vis-a-vis the growth mindset as against the fixed mindset, so that you know where you are. We're dealing with the root of the whole problem. Yes. So first of all, a growth mindset, when this particular person with a growth mindset, when the person fails, the person has that belief that I am learning. Please type in the chat box, I am learning. 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 Secondly, the growth mindset embraces challenges. Embraces challenges. In fact, let me tell you what happened this morning. Well, we wanted to shoot this live stream, we wanted to use my office space, and NEPA took light. NEPA took light. Our wonderful Nigerian PHCN, they took the light and the whole place was dark. We had to start. That was 10 minutes before this live stream. So because we had growth mindset, we embraced the challenge. We had to look for another alternative. And that is why you can see us outdoor. We would have been shooting this indoor, but because of our wonderful Nigerian power holding company. Yes, embrace challenges. See effort as growth. These growth mindset people, they see effort as growth. Of course, like the opposite of what we had in the fixed mindset, they learn from feedback. They learn from feedback. Anybody that gets angry when you're giving feedback, just know, once you see that facial expression, you have already analyzed that person, that person has what? A fixed mindset. This person, this growth mindset person, is inspired by others' success. Is not angry because probably this person, made it, and probably you tried the same, and another person tried the same, and the person succeeded, you did not. But he or she gets inspiration from the success of others. Yes, very important. We're going to get to this later on. Takes calculated risks. We'll get to that later. And it stays persistent. Yes, that person that wrote in the comment section, stays persistent. You're actually correct. Stays persistent. Stays persistent. Believes skills can be developed. This is a growth mindset. You are growing in the process. Now, why does failure feel so heavy? Please, on the chat box, write. Why do failure actually feel so heavy for you? Why do failure feel heavy for you? Sincerely, let's be honest. Because people don't just fear failure, they fear what comes with it. What is it that actually makes failure to be heavy for you? To be heavy for you. Type on the chat box. Let's type on the chat box. Let's move. Why does failure feel heavy? Feel heavy for you? Why failure feel so heavy? Why does failure feel so heavy? I'll be sharing with us 3 major things that makes failure feel so heavy. And the truth is, I'm guilty on some of them. I'm guilty. So once I put one of them and you're guilty, just type guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged on the comment box. Once I post the first one is judgment. What will people say about me? Is what I'm still growing. I'm not there yet. In fact, I was almost taking a master's course in being so concerned about what people think about me. Oh my God. I used to check everything about myself, every single thing. If I stand up, I'm checking my leg, I'm checking. If I want to speak, I'm checking everything. What are they saying? Even if I'm in a group and someone just moves or start talking to somebody else, I'm thinking they're gossiping about me. If you are guilty as charged, put it in the chat box. Guilty as charged, guilty as charged, guilty as charged. This one, I'm guilty. I'm so concerned. I'm growing on this. I've started my process. I've started my journey. In fact, I read a book. I don't want to mention the name. I will, my inner kakos, I will give them the name of the book. That's for inner kakos. I won't say it here, but it's a very powerful book. What will people say about you? My timekeepers, they were already giving me, alerting me on time. We have to move. Emotional pain. That's the second one. If you are guilty as charged, type guilty as charged. Then put the one you are guilty. If it's judgment, guilty as charged, judgment. Emotional pain, guilty as charged, emotional pain. You are so concerned about the shame that is attached to that failure, the disappointment and the regret. How is it going to feel if I started that channel? How is it going to be if I started that business? In fact, let me gossip you. One of my team members here on Sunday, I was telling me, he said, sir, I opened a YouTube channel. I downloaded this video. I spent hours creating this content. Sir, he was saying with passion. He says after some days, guess what? Only 11 views. He told me, he says, I've started the channel. He says, I don't worry, I've started the channel. I just gave him some encouragement, and he's here, he's laughing already. Well, he's owing me. I've told him, I've given him some strategies on how to, work on his channel. Please watch out for him. Yes, let's move to the next. This is the worst of it. Personalizing failure, attaching failure to you. If identity damage is your own reason, or type in the chat box, guilty as charged, identity damage. You have so much steals. You don't want to fall your steals. You have so much steals. You don't want to... All right, we don't have time. Let's move. So we're moving to two traps. The traps to avoid on the path of success. There are two major traps to avoid. I think I will have to pause here for like 45 seconds. I have a question. What is actually worse than failure? There's something actually worse than failure. If you have an idea, put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat. What is worse than failure? We've explored judgment, the reason why people refuse to fail, why people refuse to even, do anything. Judgment, what people say about me, right? Emotional damage. It will destroy your self-confidence, every single thing, and then identity damage. So what is worse than failing? There's something actually worse than failing. Perhaps there to be this one. Who is this person dead? Well, that's you. Perhaps that, okay? Not even doing it in the first place is worse. I totally agree. Not trying is worse than failure. Yes. I need to trace this person that said, perhaps death. Are you planning to die? You are preserved. Yes, there's actually something worse than failure. It is called the silent trap. Never starting. In fact, if you have not started, don't even laugh. Don't talk to anybody that has failed. Don't body shame. Don't guilt shame. Don't under shame. Don't veto shame. Don't shame. Any shame you want. Don't even talk to anybody that has failed. If you've not started, you don't know what it means. In fact, let me come back to that house. That my house that was demolished. They demolished my house, and one of my friends, he told me something because his own too was marked. And he told me something. He said that they demolished, that they marked our houses for demolition, that he has felt what it means to build a house. I had 3 tenants, right? 4 tenants, 3 self-contained and a shop. to show how, at least to a manageable extent, how the house was. And I thank God that I didn't have so much attachment to it, because that's one of the strategies you must have when you want to fail wisely. We'll come to that anyway. The silent trap. 10 more minutes. Oh my God. How are we going to do this? The silent trap never starts. Now, why do people never start? Why do people never start? Because of our time. You can post on the chat box, but I will not give us so much time to type. But if you want to type, the reason why, there are so many reasons why people never start. However, there's a second trap to avoid in the part of success. It is called the almost there trap. Quitting too early. Quitting too early. This is very self-explanatory. We'll move to the next. Now, I'll just run down some stories about some, guys that failed and the ones that, succeeded. First of all, Steve Jobs, right? Co-founder Apple Incorporated, was fired from Apple at one point, even as though as a co-owner. He started again. He started Next and Pixar, succeeded. And when Apple was failing, they brought him back. They brought him back because he did not attach that firing. You losing that job, I'm talking to, you losing that job today, losing that relationship, does not mean something better is not coming. In fact, type in the chat box, something better is coming my way. Something better is coming my way. Now, the next person is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey was fired as well from YJZ TV, Baltimore, and she was told that she wasn't fit for television at all. But how come this same woman they told wasn't fit for television? She started her own live program, the Oprah Winfrey Show, and this woman is a billionaire in dollars. She rejected, her rejection actually redirected her. Now, what about those that failed? I don't know if many of us have heard about Elizabeth Holmes, the owner of Theranos. She founded it, a health tech startup. She promised revolutionary blood testing. She ignored warning signs. Imprisonment, everything closed. Barney Madoff, I'm just rushing because of time. He ran Barney Madoff Investment Securities, built strong reputation in finance, investment strategy, and he began to fail, but he didn't pay attention to those signals and adapted. He did not adapt, and everything, there was a massive collapse. So how do I fail wisely? This is the last section. This is the last sections. There are 5 rules. I'll be running down the 5 rules. If you really, really want to fail and not ruin your life, this is the time to stop what you are doing and listen carefully. There are 5 rules. Number 1, don't make it personal. Separate identity from outcome. You failed at it, you are not a failure. Can you type in the chat box, I am not a failure. I am not a failure. Start small, that's number 2. Start small, start small. Number 2 is start small. Number 3, failure is only a feedback. After every attempt, you need to ask yourself, what worked? Right? What didn't work? What will I change? Remember, failure is only a feedback. I should stop. Thank you. Thank you. People are cheering me up. Thank you from behind. Failure is only a feedback. Number 4, protect your foundation. I wish I had time, but I will just run through this. Anytime you are starting something, please have these 3 major things at the back of your mind. What are they? Your finances. When we started that project, we carried all our eggs and put inside one basket. So Finances, put it into consideration. Your relationship, pay attention to it. Protect those foundations. And lastly, your mental health, protect it. Number 5 rule. Adjust, don't abandon. Adjust. Please type in the chat box, adjust, adjust, adjust. Now, you must understand this. When you have a vision, when you're moving towards your goal, when you're moving towards your dream, you must have this at the back of your mind. That you must be flexible enough not to be so loyal to a method. Don't be so loyal to a method. If I was so committed, if we're so committed, I and my team were so committed to using my office space for this setup, my brother and sister, we will not have this live session now. Be loyal to your goal, not to your method. Be loyal to your goal, not to your method. Once it's not working, pivot. Don't change the goal, change the strategy. Hey, I wish someone caught that. Don't change the goal, change the strategy. I'll say it again. Don't change the goal, change the strategy. In fact, one of my very good friends is a mentee and is a friend as well. Spoking, that's his channel, SPOKQING. Spoking. He posted something. He said, "Copy what works. Copy what." I really love that content. Copy what works. Just copy it. Look for what is working. Copy it, my brother. Don't invent anything. Copy what is working. Copy what is working. Type in the chat box, "I will copy what is working." It's only in the school system, it's only educational system where they tell you should not copy during exam. In the real world system, in life, in society, my brother and my sister, the best way to succeed is to be a copycat. Copy what is working, transform it, make it your own, make it unique, but copy the strategy. Ask Bill Gates, ask Steve Jobs of blessed memory, ask Masmur, ask those guys, ask them, don't ask me. They copied what? Elon Musk too, ask them, they copied. Yes, let's make this personal. Reflect. Let's reflect. What failure have I been avoiding? It's a very important question while we are wrapping this up. What failure have I been avoiding? You need to ask yourself that question. What did it teach me? In fact, I can't tell this story now. Something actually happened to me when I was in primary school, and I can't forget it. It impacted me so well that more than 20 years of my life, it almost affected my self-esteem. They were doing inter-sport. Listen carefully. They were doing an inter-sport. I was in primary 5 or primary 6. I can't remember. Then my school chose me to represent them for race. Oh God. The race started. It was like a 400 batting this thing, and I was the last lap guy. The Usain Bolt of my time. And when the battle reached me, oh God, I can't forget, I was in yellow house. We were in yellow house. Type in your comment section. I was in yellow house. I don't know what happened. I put in all my best. I ran with all my strength. I came last. I came last. That little exercise alone affected my state throughout that school. Even when I went to secondary school, it affected my mindset, affected my self-esteem. I thought I was a failure because it was before the whole school. It was before other schools. And let's leave that. Thank God I've grown past that. What will you try again? I will try running again, but I don't think I will try running again. That's not my skill. I should not try what is not my wiring. Try. So drop in the comment box. Drop in the comment box. I will try again. I will try again. I will try again. I will try again. Now, the question that defines everything, failure will surely come. Will it break you or will it build you? I'll say that again. Failure is a guarantee. It will surely come. But you, will it break you? Will failure break you? This is the catalyst moment. From today, you don't fear failure. You understand it and you use it for your advantage. Welcome to the catalyst effect. Thank you and thank you. I don't know if we have time. Can I take maybe one question or two? Yes, please. I will just take only 2 questions. Girano. Yes. No, I have question. Only one question. My team members say only one question. They are the only one question. I am not a failure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You were in Blue House. Blue House that time was dragging with Red House. You know, they were the one dragging with Red House on 1st and 2nd position. Yellow House, I don't know what happened to Yellow House and Grey House. Either they carry last or they carry 2nd to the last. I don't know. My son will know, my children will not be in Yellow House. I will tell my teachers, don't put them in Yellow House. You don't fear failure, you understand, you use it for your understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is good to keep trying. Yes, I just want one question. What question? One question. I'm projecting question and answer. I don't know why it's not coming up then. Sir, after failing, how will you stand up? Oh, that's a very powerful and interesting question. How do I stand up after failure? Let me just be harsh with you a bit. Stand up. Stand up. How do I stand after failing? Stand up. Just stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Yes. Now, the reason why people fail and keep, you know, staying in that position of failure is because they fail in isolation. They fail in isolation. Most times when we fail, we personalize it, we keep it, we think we are the ones, we attach that failure to our personality. We don't give opportunity or give space for people to come in to give us encouragement. That house that was demolished, what happened? I got an encouragement from somebody else within that same circumference, within that same situation. And that was why I was able to, outside prayers, outside the help of God, I had people that needed my advice. I had the support of my wife. You know, you can't go through failure. You can't go through the season of hard times without support system. Please type in the comment box, support system. All right, I believe we've had a great section. I intentionally didn't want this session to be so long, and that is why I wanted this to be at most an hour. We are done. So, we will be going off now. Thank you for the ride. Thank you for joining us. All our viewers, thank you. 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 Thank you.